Have you ever noticed that a lot of girls and young women seem, well, angry? It's something you might see online, in conversations, or even feel yourself. This isn't just teenage angst or a passing mood. There's a real, simmering frustration that's bubbling to the surface. And today, we're going to talk about why. This isn't about blaming anyone. It's about understanding the complex pressures girls are facing. Let's start with what I call the good girl paradox. From a very young age, girls are often taught to be nice, to be accommodating, to put others' needs before their own. Be quiet, don't make a fuss, smile even when you don't feel like it. This creates a huge internal conflict. On one hand, you're told to be yourself, to be strong and independent. On the other, you're rewarded for being compliant and agreeable. When you try to assert yourself, set a boundary, or say no, you risk being labeled as difficult, bossy, or worse. This constant pressure to suppress your true feelings, especially feelings like anger, is exhausting. It doesn't make the anger go away. It just forces it underground where it stews and grows. Then there's the relentless world of social media. It's a double-edged sword, isn't it? It connects us, but it also creates an impossible standard of perfection. Girls are bombarded with curated images of flawless bodies, perfect lives, and effortless success. This creates a constant comparison game that you can never win. You're supposed to look a certain way, have the right clothes, go on amazing vacations, and have a picture-perfect social life. The gap between this curated reality and your own everyday life can feel vast, leading to feelings of inadequacy, anxiety, and yes, anger. You get angry at the unrealistic standards, angry at the algorithm for feeding you this content, and angry at yourself for not measuring up. On top of that, social media has become a battleground. While it gives girls a voice to speak out against injustice, it also exposes them to an incredible amount of negativity. Express an opinion, and you might face a flood of hateful comments. Share a personal story, and you risk being judged or ridiculed. Girls are learning to navigate a digital world where they are expected to have a thick skin and an unshakable confidence, while simultaneously being torn down for simply existing online. This constant need to be on guard, to defend yourself, is a huge source of stress and frustration. Let's talk about the academic and professional pressure. The message today is clear. Girls can do anything, and that's amazing. But it also comes with immense pressure to excel at everything. You need to get top grades, participate in extracurricular activities, build a stellar resume for college, and plan your future career, all while you're still figuring out who you are. The fear of failure is immense. The message isn't just you can succeed, it's you must succeed. When you feel like you're constantly running a race with no finish line, it's only natural to feel overwhelmed and angry at the system that set up these impossible expectations. And And we can't ignore the bigger picture. Girls today are more aware than ever of social and political issues. They see inequality, they hear about injustice, and they feel the weight of global problems like climate change and economic instability. They're watching the world and feeling a sense of righteous anger. They're angry that issues affecting them, like reproductive rights or safety from harassment, are still up for debate. This isn't a vague, directionless anger. It's a very specific frustration with systems that seem broken or unfair. They are being told they have a voice, and when they use it to demand change but feel like they aren't being heard, that frustration intensifies. Safety is another huge factor. From a young age, girls are taught a long list of rules to keep themselves safe. Don't walk alone at night. Watch your drink. Text me when you get home. Hold your keys like a weapon. These aren't just helpful tips. They are a constant, low-level hum of anxiety. It's a mental load that boys often don't have to carry in the same way. This creates a deep-seated anger about the fact that their freedom is restricted, not because of something they've done, but because of the potential actions of others. It's a feeling of injustice that starts early and often lasts a lifetime. So, what does this anger look like? It's not always explosive outbursts. Sometimes it's sarcasm. It's a sharp, dark sense of humor. It's visible frustration and unraveling. It can also manifest as anxiety, depression, or a feeling of being completely checked out and numb. Because when you're taught that anger is an unacceptable emotion for a girl to show, you find other ways to express it, or you turn it inward. But here's the crucial part. This anger is not necessarily a bad thing. Anger is a signal. It's an emotion that tells us when a boundary has been crossed, when something is unfair, or when our needs are not being met. For generations, girls were encouraged to swallow that signal. Today, more and more are refusing to do so. They are channeling that anger into activism, into art, into building supportive communities, and into demanding change. They are using their voices to rewrite the rules. This anger is a catalyst. It's the fuel for creating a world that is more equitable and just. It's the driving force behind conversations about mental health, consent, and equality. When you see a girl who seems angry, instead of judging her, try to understand where that anger might be coming from. She's likely not just being dramatic or moody, she's responding to a complex set of pressures that are very, very real. If you're a girl feeling this anger, please know you are not alone. Your feelings are valid. It's okay to be frustrated with a world that asks so much of you. Find healthy ways to process that anger. Talk to someone you trust, a family member, or a therapist. Write about it, create art, exercise, scream into a pillow if you have to. Don't let anyone tell you that your anger is invalid. It is a powerful source of energy. The challenge and the opportunity is to learn how to use it constructively. We need to create spaces where girls can express their full range of emotions, including anger, without fear of being dismissed or punished. We need to listen when they tell us what's wrong. We need to dismantle the impossible standards and create a culture that values girls for who they are, not for how well they conform to an outdated ideal. The anger we're seeing in girls today is a sign of the times. It's a reflection of a generation that is more aware, more connected, and less willing to accept the status quo. It's a sign of strength, not a sign of weakness. It's a call to action for all of us to do better and to build a world where every girl can thrive, not just survive. Thanks for watching and for being part of this important conversation. If this resonated with you, let me know in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more content that dives deep into the things that matter. See you next time.